Well, hello there, my Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. How are you? I hope you are well. Welcome to your twin flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond. In other words, I'm not making these so very time specific, but I'm doing them in October. And we know that relationships in general are not easily segmented month by month, right? It's all divine timing. So I created a new spread just for this. The one I was going to do for the extended read was like 40 cards. So this one's 20. And I won't be doing an extended read for the Twin Flames. I did them from the Satisfying Soulmate reads, which were 24 readings in entirely 24 videos. So go check those out too. I did them sign by sign. This, however, is going to be a little bit different. I'll probably do the Twin Flame reads in an extended for November. But just to clarify, I have the link in the description box below, along with all the decks that I'm reading today. That twin flames are turbulent relationships, right? They burn, they're transformative, they're soul contracts that you make with other souls before you come into this lifetime, sort of written into the script of the character you play in this life, that they teach you how to love yourself. They teach you how to heal yourself. They teach you how to support yourself. That by contract, they can't give you what you really need. Now, I know this is a different definition than most people are used to when it comes to twin flames, but I have to be honest with you, even when I was like much younger, like in my late teens, and I read about twin flames, there were so many different weird definitions for it. It just never clicked for me until I came across a video called Soul Contracts by Matt KAHN, Soul Contracts, Twin Flames and Soulmates. And that is in the description box below. I think once you watch that, you'll go, oh my God, that makes so much more sense, because it does. Like your whole body relaxes. It's like the body's intuition goes, yes, that's what it is. So this is probably different. Of course, if you're one of my subscribers, by the way, welcome back. Thank you for subscribing. My numbers are climbing, so exciting. Then you're sort of used to this definition with me. But if you are new to my channel, my name is Angelo Lyons, Mal for short. I am the Mark Angel. But I'm also a professional witch, so how's that for a paradigm implosion? So we're going to do this. I designed this last week. I just tweaked it again today so that it's really a very balanced spread, and I think you will like it. We are going to be using the terminology divine feminine, divine masculine for this, instead of divine yin, divine yang, which I much more prefer. So please, this is not about bodily gender. I hope I say that on every video. But this is going to be a longie. I don't think this is going to be a quickie. I just did a set of quickies for full moon to new moon next for October. So let's have at it. We're going to start with the Caroline Myss archetype cards. One for the divine feminine on this side, one for the divine masculine on that side, and one in the center for the twin flame relationship itself. And then we're going to use two different tarot decks, one for the feminine, one for the masculine. Oh, so much fun, right? So let's do this. Decks have already been blessed. I always bless them before I hit record, so that I know they're shuffled, so I know they're blessed, so that I know there are no mistake cards, right? Nothing by coincidence, all in synchronicity for the well-being of all. So let's tune here. Why don't you take a nice deep breath, right? Because whether you identify as divine masculine or divine feminine in your twin flame relationships, of which you have many, you don't have one, this is looking at one in particular. So take a moment, take a breath, ask for your angels, gods, masters, higher selves, whatever your higher power is, to just be present with you while we're doing this, because this is about you learning how to love yourself, how to heal yourself, how to transform yourself regardless of what the other person or really anybody else does. Cool, cool. So my pantheon of angels, gods, masters, and higher selves, please, one card to represent the divine feminine in this twin flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond. Oh, well, we got the Knight, which is interesting. It's part of the masculine family of archetypes. I'm going to lay out the first three, then I'll read what's on the card, just to kind of keep it a little bit more on the flow so you don't have to remember as much. And really, I find in really good readings, you don't have to remember as much, that the energy does the work. But when you're looking something that stretches for a month or beyond, you might want to save it to your watch later, because sometimes we learn a lot when we see in hindsight, right? We look back and we go, oh, that's what that meant. I thought it meant that. Oh, that was that. Helpful, and really the best any divination system can do is give you some landmarks to look for, right? So now let's get one for the Divine Masculine, please. My Pantheon, same thing. The Divine Masculine in this twin flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond for the Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. Oh, the Seeker. So we've got the Knight and the Seeker. Now the Seeker is part of the Wisdom family. So we've got a masculine archetype in the feminine position, and we've got a Wisdom archetype in the masculine, right? So a masculine in the feminine and a wisdom in the masculine. That's a little wordy. But now for the twin flame relationship in itself, please, my Pantheons. One card, please, for this Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame relationship all together for October 2019 and beyond. You literally got the Hermit card. Now it's not the Hermit card as in the usual tarot, right? But definitely speaks of perhaps a time of separation between the two of you, which is hopeful. So let's look at you, Divine Feminine, the Knight card. Every archetype has light and shadow, so we're going to read the light, then the shadow. Usually what I do is I go for the one, when I'm reading a client across the table from me, is I go for the one that we're more used to. In this one, we are more used to the more positive side, or the light attribute of the Knight. Loyalty, romance, and chivalry, a love of honor, right? Isn't that like the Knight in shining armor? A love of honor. Loyalty, romance. So you sort of get the idea. You can get the feeling of that. So what I'm getting here on this is that Divine Feminine, because this is a masculine family archetype, that you really want to put this into action. Like you're saddled up on your horse, your armor, you know what you're wearing, on point, right? And you really want to move forward. You really want to move forward on this, but let's look at the shadow side. Allegiance to a destructive ruler or principle, romantic delusion. And look, when it comes to romance, there's so many romantic delusions that we are fed from such a small age, right? Which is why really most of the readings I do are called Path of True Love readings in one form or another. So this is a Path of True Love reading. But if it's true love, it can't be delusional, right? So we're all going to have to deal with the things like, oh my good God, if we're not over this yet, you complete me. I'm looking for someone to complete me, my other half, like that sort of stuff. It's just a romanticized form of codependence. So considering that you are the Knight, K-N-I-G-H-T, they quest. So if you can sort of look beyond this person being the one, get that, oh, I have a contract with this person, and I'm teaching them how to heal themselves, hopefully by example, right? You know, heal yourself. But once you get that by contract, they can't give you what you need, that only you can in this particular relationship structure, this particular contract, then you can move forward. And that's what soulmates are for. Soulmates are the ones that help you heal, that help you love yourself, right? It's mutual, it's satisfying, right? So twin flames, turbulent, transformative, right? All those T words, they burn, right? They're flames, and they do. The twin flame relationship is like the crucible in the furnace, right? That burns off the impurities. It's just how it works, and it makes so much more sense. Let's look at the Divine Masculine here. Now remember, it's not about bodily gender, but we've got the card of the Seeker. Now we can see the Seeker in the Divine Masculine, looking outside, looking for here, look there, looking for love in all the wrong places, and will absolutely gain wisdom as a result of that, right? Because how do we gain wisdom? By looking for love in all the wrong places. Experience, right? We take what we think we know and we put it into action, and then we get an experiential piece of wisdom. So let me read this one. In its light, thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they are, right? So that is somebody looking for experience, looking for the truth. So the two of you do share that thing of, you know, romance, right? Wanting that romance, that sense of honor, that journey, that quest, where the Knight quests, the Seeker seeks, right? With a thirst for wisdom and truth wherever they go. Now the shadow side, inability to commit to a path once found. So they might be the more non-committal in this relationship. And look, I know right now it seems that it falls mostly upon the Divine Feminine to do most of the growth anyway, Well, it's the rise of the divine feminine. We're in it. Like, I consider myself more divine feminine than divine masculine most of the time, but then again, it depends on who I'm with, right? Because we have all of those energies within us. It's just like, I'm like 51% divine feminine, probably way more than that. But I am a first wave intuitive, you know. I'm energetically sensitive, empathic. My parents just came to visit for the weekend, and while I was picking up on their frustration, it was really nice to know it's like, oh, right, that's them, not me. So I just went into total servant mode. I was like, is there anything I can get you? At one point, I was practically down to now. Is there anything I can get you, your lordship, your ladyship? And it really like made them feel good to be served that way. I'm a Virgo, right? So you know, you might be doing a lot of the heavy load here in terms of keeping this relationship going, because the seeker, by definition, in its shadow, can find what they were seeking, but then can't commit to it because the next thing is calling. But I have to say, the same is true with the knight. That, you know, once you complete a quest, it's like, well, that was lovely. What else you got? What's the next quest, right? Which makes sense that the relationship, the twin flame relationship itself, in other words, the knight plus the seeker is the hermit, which is interesting because it's both about slowing down, stopping, pulling back. The hermit archetype, I love the hermit archetype. I call myself the hermit of Holbrook now. Yeah, I won't say the name of the street I'm on, but I can work that in too. The light attribute. Seeks solitude to focus intently on inner life, serves personal creativity. See, you got it. It's like, oh, you can't give me what I need in this one. I have to give me that. Oh, thank you. Right? Let me go within. Now the shadow. Withdraws from society out of fear or negative judgments of others, refusing to help those in need. Right? So pulling back, it's like, so it's not that you can't help each other. You can help each other once it's understood. Oh, this is the contract. Now, both people don't have to agree on that. It really only takes one of the two people to kind of get, oh, so I am going to give thanks for you as you are, other. Now, and this could go both ways, right? And remember, things can flip-flop too in these readings. Time is fluid. Gender is fluid. Energetic dynamic is fluid from day to day. So I'm going to say that when you see this, you will kind of know where you resonate on either side, though it may flip-flop back and forth throughout the whole reading. It does that. So, like, I'm going to call this, you know, Aries, twin flame read, October 2019, a knight and a seeker in a hermit relationship. Right? Isn't that cool? That's how I'm going to title these, so that people can really connect first with, you know, oh, it's a twin flame reading, and then, oh, those are the archetypes involved, and their soul will guide them to it. Archetypal marketing, marketing, whatever. So now here comes the fun part. We're going to use two different tarot decks for the divine feminine. We're using Daughters of the Moon Tarot for the divine masculine. We are going to use the Mythic Tarot, so very feminine, very masculine, right? I'm going to be using a simple 5-card spread called the Element Spread. Fire, Earth, Air, Water, Spirit tells me what a person wants, what they have, what they think, what they feel, and the overview. And it's a pentacle. I am a witch. I'm going to use my symbols. Don't freak out. Don't burn me. I have good lawyers. They won't light you. So, my gods, please, top 5 cards, Element Spread for this Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, twin flame relationship, please, for the divine feminine, top 5 cards. Top 5 cards. Element Spread. Maiden, Mother, Crone. Maiden, Mother, Crone. And to keep me from shuffling them, which I was getting so used to doing, we place them on the selenite deck, and here we go. So, divine feminine, what is it that you want? What's your element of fire? 5 of Pentacles, right? You want things shooken up. The earthquake. Now, I know this deck is different than the Rider-Waite Tarot, which is why I use it. The Mythic Tarot is way more like that. Way more like the Rider-Waite Tarot. This is about a fast physical change. So what you want, your element of fire going on here is like, come on, let's get on with it. Let's shake this thing up. And it can be, if you are feeling left out in the cold, with that Hermit kind of dominant here, which is usually what 5 of Pentacles is defined by, know that it's because of a deep underground change, a deep unconscious change going on inside of you. So you might as well go within to embrace that change going on inside of yourself, because we embrace the change within. Well, the change outside of us is going to happen anyway, but perhaps you're going to be like, I need to shake this up, I need to do this differently, because fives are about change, and the earthquake is a very intense change, usually in a very short period of time. Not like the tower, though. The tower is major arcana. But this is what you want, right? So what does fire need? An element of fire needs earth, right? Fuel. So what is the fire here? Well, Three of Cups bonding, that there really is a bond between the two of you, twin flame contract or not. This also says, yes, possibility of a third party. That you also have friends, right? Like there's that can you be friendly with each other? Like regardless of twin flame or soulmate or true lovers, which to me is the implosion of the twin flame and the soulmate paradigm entirely, really based more on unity consciousness than the idea of the illusion of separation in a relationship. This is saying, regardless of the contract, you can still be friendly. You can still have an emotional bond with somebody. You can still pray for them. You can still bless them. Even if you can't give them what they need, you can give them what you want to give them. And that will certainly shake you up on the inside. That will certainly move things along. And if you're not sure if it's a twin flame or soulmate or any of that stuff, you can simply use your own time as the knight, K-N-I-G-H-T, to go on this quest of romance and chivalry, saying, well, then I will be honorable. I will honor whatever this is, and I will bless you, and may you be blessed with all that you need, even if I can't give it to you. You know, one of the signs of a healthy romance is I want you to heal and grow and be happy with or without me. Like that's what transforms, in this case, you, is to feel what you feel and get that we are all love at the core, and that you are teaching each other how to be that love in a sort of non-direct way. And look, we need our twin flame relationships. We just need them so that we learn how to heal, love, grow ourselves, right? So your fire, what you want, the Five of Pentacles, the earthquake, the earth, what you have, that Three of Cups, bonding to work what's there. Be friendly, be kind, be honorable, be compassionate, right? That's what's going to help heal you. Cool. Now, what else does fire need? Fire needs air, so that's what you think. There is our walking away card. Right? So what you think is like, I'm out of here. I'm getting out of Dodge. But what I love about the depiction of this card is she's not just walking away. She's walking into a cave, which is symbolic of the interior world, if you like. She crossed the element of water, the subconscious, to go deeper into the earth of the unconscious, the cell tissue, our own issues that we have to deal with inside of ourselves. So it's almost like it's like you're getting the intuition. It's not so much about walking away from them as it is into yourself. I know, how Hallmark Hardy, but to get that interior intuitive pulsing. All right, I need to work on me, which is completely here in this Hermit card. It makes sense. Now, what else does fire need, right? Has the earth of the fuel, the wood, the coal, what have you, the wick in the candle. It needs air. So what you're thinking about it is, I need to kind of do this. That will absolutely help feed that fire of that internal change, shake-up movement within yourself in a relatively short amount of time. But now we have the element of water, and if you don't balance the element of water with fire, which is the Temperance card in this deck, then you're really looking at a conflict in terms of what you want versus what you feel. So it's a good card to look at. So what's going on emotionally here? We've got a water card, the Scorpio card. So there are some very deep feelings here. Now, sure, this can be feelings about a Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Pluto, Uranus, Neptune, who cares? But when in this spread, it really means about you tuning to your deeper intuition. Oh, so what I love about these two cards together is look where she's walking, right? Where is she walking? Do you see she's walking? Sorry, there's the cave mouth there. Well, there at the top is the cave mouth with the full moon. So it's going into the underworld, Scorpio, right? Ruled by Pluto, the god Hades, going within, finding the hidden treasures, the deeper wisdoms within yourself, all completely relevant to where you are, but if you take it as a personal quest of honor to heal your own romantic stuff. This really does indicate that this is more or less a romantic twin flame contract, which are really hard, in my opinion, but necessary, right? Like boot camp. So let's get one more for spirit, the overview, not the outcome, the overview, sort of if you were to pull up and see all of the other 4 elements in play. So what have we got there? Well, we've got the 10 of Blades. Now, I love this instead of the Rider-Waite 10 of Swords stabbed in the back. This is about resolution. It's the ceremony of the rattle, where they pass around the talking stick, and these women, you know, they gather together. They're all in a community. They're all in a tribe, and each one has their opportunity to be heard, right? You don't talk unless you're holding the talking stick, or in this case, the rattle. Now, that this can lead to resolution, right? It can lead to reconciliation. But with what's going on in this spread, the overview is that this is about letting all of the different voices inside of you be heard for resolution, the pieces of your interior puzzle. You're the divine feminine. This is all going on inside of you. That the journey to listen to the child, right? And there are different children inside of us. There's the lonely child, right? The abandoned child, the neglected child, the orphan child. There's the wounded child. But then there's the magical child and the divine child and the nature child. And that's just the child archetype. You can listen to the one, let the one who feels victimized, that you're going to love those voices as they rise. You're going to bring them into balance, because those voices need to be heard. We keep repressing them, right? And where do they show up? Well, not just in our relationships, but twin flames in relationships in particular are there to trigger us. There's another T for twin flame, triggering. They're supposed to step on your hidden landmines, hidden even unto you. So this does make sense. This is a time of immense healing and resolution within yourself, but if you can take it as a journey, as a quest for your own healing, you will be so much better off in terms of being more honorable in this relationship as you understand, oh, the purpose of this relationship. I am now fulfilling my end of it, right? What else can you do in a twin flame contract except fulfill your end? That's all you can do is fulfill, if not complete, your end of the contract. And I really believe if you survive them, you completed them. Yeah. If you live through them, great job. Now let's look. Let's look at the Divine Masculine. We're going to do the same basic spread, but with the Mythic Tarot. I'm so excited. This is really fun using this deck. I have a long history with the Mythic Tarot. I used to read it in Boston when I lived there in college. A lot. Like, I used to read this deck a lot. So please, my gods, top 5 cards for the Divine Masculine in this Aries twin flame relationship for October 2019. Element spread, top 5 cards. Element spread, I hear you, top 5 cards. Element spread, top 5 cards. Maiden, Mother, Crown. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay. So, same thing, element of fire. What does the Divine Masculine want here? Ooh, they want the Magician. So they want to initiate something here. It's really the first card of the major arcana. The card of the Fool is the 0. So here we're looking at the Magician, and this is the god Hermes, right? Willpower, decision, gathering up the thought, right? Air, the wand, fire, desire, the cup, emotion, and then the coin, about to take physical action, alchemizing, bringing things into manifestation, but the beginning seeds of it, you know, channeling the energy from above to below, right? It's that as above, so below, being like a lightning rod, a channel, a vessel for the divine to work through, different than the High Priestess, which is yin. This is the yang. This is sort of the divine masculine, feminine, divine masculine taking action, action, activity, yang. And the feeling that I get on this card is that, yes, you both want the same thing, but there's a glitch in the program, or so it seems. That's what it feels like, that there's something wrong here. And once this is repatterned or seen through the new lens of, oh, let's just be kind to each other, because we cannot by definition by contract, can't give each other what we want, but we can certainly be supportive. We can be understanding of each other and transform individually. And by the way, what's the point of that? That as we transform individually, because of the quantum, we're helping everybody else transform, right? Fifth dimensional unity consciousness means that when you're healing heartbreak within yourself, you're healing all broken hearts, little by little by little, right? So that's what they want. There's definitely a strong thing there of wanting to manifest, to get it all together and to move forward, right? More yang external, where you're doing the more yin. You see, I'm already supposing that you're the divine feminine. Sorry, that you just have it. I will keep an eye on that. Let's look at what the divine masculine has here in terms of earth. So what's the wick that feeds the flame for them? Well, Two of Cups, divine masculines, you're attracted. You're falling in love here. This is Eros and Psyche, where, you see how she's not looking at him, because when he came to, really, he was supposed to kill her, couldn't, because he fell in love with her instantly, but she's not allowed to look at him. So this is really indicative of an initial attraction, a Two of Cups, that says, yeah, but you don't really know a lot about each other yet, right? It's like it's an attraction, but you haven't really seen each other. So divine masculine, kind of get that there's more going on here than meets the eye. And this initial attraction is probably because of twin flame contract. In other words, written into the script. You're supposed to meet. You're supposed to be attracted to each other. That's what's going on. But the divine feminine, you're sort of retreating. So divine masculine, you've wanted to manifest this. You've got, this is earth. This is something you already have. There's already this attraction, this initial coming together in this relationship. Lovely card, but does not guarantee that it's going to make its way to a 10. That you might have to do within yourself. That's what twin flamers are all about. So what does the divine masculine think about this element of air? Another two, the Two of Pentacles. I shuffled the crap out of this deck, believe me, I did. So this is really about bringing things into balance, right? Having the tools, having everything ready, getting ready to set up into work. So with two twos going on there, I would say not only is there attraction, but the divine masculine really wants to move this forward, but is making sure all of the tools are in the right condition, right? You want to sharpen your blades, you want to clean your knives, right? You want to make sure everything that you need is in play. And there is absolutely a sense of juggling here, of not wanting to go too fast, but not wanting to go too slow, trying to modulate. That's a great word I never use. That's got to be from the gods, modulate. That you're trying to modulate here. Divine masculine. Get yourself together here, which means that this that what you have here in this Two of Cups might be very intense. So just trying to make sure, like your hair is brushed, right? That you're looking good, that you're feeling good, that you're doing healthy, that you're bringing yourself into an initial juggled balance there, ready to move forward. It really makes sense with that Magician card. So what's the divine masculine feeling here? What do we got for the element of water? Seven of Swords, feeling like there's something sneaky going on here, right? Oh, that Seven of Swords, that something is sort of being done undercover, covert. They're giving me the word, there's something covert here that intuitively, it would make sense because the divine feminine is pulling back, right? That it is sort of going into the cave, going into the underworld, walking away. So it's like, well, but what happened? Now, it's so funny. I'm so used to seeing this the other way around, where it is the divine feminine who's like, hey, where are you going? And the divine masculine like, I'm out of here. Totally flipped on this one. Really, really cool. So kind of feeling that, and know, if you're the divine masculine watching this, that there is something going on, but don't take it personally. Yeah. Thank you, Don Miguel Ruiz. Not the easiest thing in the world, but that's why that fourth agreement, Don Miguel Ruiz, the 4 agreements. If you haven't read it, you might want to give it a look. At least look up what the 4 agreements are, and that the 4th agreement is do your best, right? Nobody gets this right 24/7, 365. But there is definitely this sense of something tricky going on. They are saying for some in the collective here that you're sort of like feeling like you want to pull a tricky, right? Feeling like either not some, yes, there's a note of deception here, but it might be self-deception. Just be very, very careful about your thoughts about this, that you might not be seeing this clearly. You might be making assumptions. Don't take anything personally. Make no assumptions, right? Be impeccable with your word and do your best. I know those were out of order, but like, okay, I'm going to say for the divine masculines here, brush up on the 4 agreements, because in his second book, Don Miguel Ruiz, The Mastery of Love, takes it even further in relationships. So you know that your opportunity to heal your own mental process is strong here. You know, whether you are the Aries in this cross watcher or not. Let's get one more down for spirit here. My gods, what is the last card here? 8 of Pentacles. So overview, there is work to be done here. Not just putting your nose to the grindstone. I hate that image. Ow. That's like excessive dermabrasion. No. You get a Biore strip, right? Get a pore cleansing strip. Do not put your nose to a grindstone. But that thing of, all right, well, then I've got work to do here. And I've got work to do on myself. I've got work to do laid out in front of me. It's like your work is cut out for you. You know what you have to do. And really, you go from a 2 to an 8 relatively quickly in this overview. So feels dynamic, feels yang, feels divine masculine in terms of moving things forward. And with that seeker, like, let's not forget that's sort of like your dominant energy right now in this twin flame relationship, October and beyond. It's like, well, I'm seeking. Well, what are you really seeking? You're seeking wisdom and truth, but that is within yourself. So again, you're both in Hermit phase right now. You're both in the Hermit archetype. Look within. Yes, you can do that while still being active. Absolutely. Like, go for walks. That's what I do. I love where I live. I live in the mountainous region of Long Island. There are no mountains on Long Island, but it's sort of the highest point of Long Island in the center. So like, I love to walk among the forest and the trees. I lived on the beach for so long. It's a nice change, but that absolutely brings me into balance too. And they're drawing my attention to that 2 of Cups card. You might have it really bad for this divine feminine. Like really bad, and like you might be the one combusting. Right? You might be the one in flames here. There's no fire element in either of these 2 tarot spreads, but that feeling of I need to be a little surreptitious about this to find out what's going on. Look within, look within, look within, because it feels like you're on a timeout. Twin flame timeout. That's cute. Doesn't feel cute though. So now what we're going to do is we are going to clarify the twin flame relationship in and of itself with an angel card. I'm only pulling one of these for the entire spread. So we've got 5, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, we're right on schedule here. So please, would you please, my angels, one card for this Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond. We've got this divine feminine knight, this divine masculine seeker, and the twin flame relationship represented by the Hermit archetype. Please clarify one card for the twin flame relationship itself. Meditation completely makes sense. Now, not just meditation, you know, chanting the Eastern version, which I love. It just feels so good to me. That's how one of the gateways for me to really move into 5th dimensional unity consciousness, open my heart, fall in love with God, be when the love of God is both noun and verb. That's the best way I can explain it. It's so intense, both in giving and receiving. The yin and yang implode. But this can also be about contemplation, right? Like the Hermit. What are they doing? They're going in to restore, right? To seek solitude, to focus intently on inner life serves personal creativity. It's sort of like to recharge your battery, to go find your own internal source, right? To draw from your own well. Well, so this is definitely pointing you inwards. This could not be more accurate. Thank you, my angels. Now, we're going to pull one. We're actually going to pull 1 tarot card each. Now, this may be about the divine masculine, divine feminine. We'll see. So please, my gods, 1 card for this Aries collective. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign in this twin flame relationship. October 2019 and beyond, the twin flame relationship itself. Well, The card of celebration, something is revealed. Now, every time this card comes up, I try and, remember to say to people, it looks like these women are, dancing in the mountains, like circle dancing under a full moon, right? Certainly a full moon, right? But then if you pull back and look at it from a higher perspective, they're standing on the belly of the mother with the breasts in the foreground, the pubic mound in the background, the thighs. They're dancing around her navel, right? The navel of Gaia. So this is about, seeing something and seeing something within. That feels so freaking accurate. Totally makes sense. That's why I really like this spread. I've given it a few test runs for myself. Check on me. I always read me first, right? So my gods, please, one card of clarity to add to this for this Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame relationship. Please, one card in clarity. October 2019 and beyond. Well, a Three of Swords. All right, now the Three of Swords we all call heartbreak. Actually, these are two people conspiring to kill a third, right? So third-party situation perhaps, but really saying a focus, right? There's a focus. See, I have trouble reading the Three of Swords as heartbreak because heartbreak is such an emotional thing, right? How could that not be a cup? How could that not be element of water? So this is more about an internal focus on healing the heart, particularly since we're looking at the Hermit and meditation and something is revealed. That it's not so much that you're breaking each other's hearts here, it's that both of your hearts have been broken before. So you may be triggering each other, right? And blaming the other and trying to get the fuck away from each other, and that's just going to keep the pattern in place, right? To go within and get that, oh my God, they didn't break my heart. Even that person from the past didn't break my heart. Here's the big revelation. I broke my own heart because I had expectations, right? I had a vision of how I wanted it to be, and therefore was not just disappointed, it broke my heart. And by the way, that doesn't just happen in romantic relationships. That can happen in familial relationships. That can happen about a job. That can happen about you're expecting, money to come in for something and it doesn't. It does. It's an emotional wound, but that's why it's an air card. It's something that we do mentally, right? Oh, interesting. We're going to pull one card here from the Chuck Spezzano Love Pack. Cross your fingers, folks. We're only pulling one of these. They're a womp womp if you're new to the channel. Ooh, Chuck. Oh, the Love Pack. Baby Love Pack. Yeah, there are some womp womp cards in here called the problem cards. It's good to know what the problems are, right? Good to know what the situations are that you're dealing with, what's being healed. But then there's some other really lovely cards in here. It's pretty much equally matched. So my masters, please, one card for this Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame relationship overall. This one? Okay, betrayal. Betrayal. Now, does this mean romantic sexual betrayal? Perhaps. But that can be the source of the wound. Or not the source of the wound, let's not put it that way. That could be the theme of the wound, that you have both been betrayed before. But that means by definition that we had to betray ourselves. And how do we betray ourselves? When our gut tells us one thing and we do another, right? When we are dishonorable with ourselves, when we betray our honor code, when we go too fast when we know we're supposed to go slow, or when we take no action when we know it's time to take action. Very much part of the saboteur archetype, which though not in this spread specifically, here's the best way. When you say, all right, I'm going to do my best to do at least 20 minutes of yoga every day or every other day for the next month. Don't say for your lifetime. No one can live up to that unless, you're a yoga teacher and you have a schedule, right? It's a lot. Not just every day, every other day. And then like after the first week, you're like, that's self-betrayal. That you set something. If you're going to change what you're doing, that's fine. Set another intention for yourself. But my sense is that are you betraying each other so much is that you are helping each other, teaching each other how to heal betrayal within yourselves by being true to yourself. Hence the go to your separate corners kind of thing. And instead of coming out, duking it out, come forward with something honorable on both sides, right? To say that I'm learning the truth. I want for the divine masculine, wanted wisdom and truth. Well, I got it. And everything that I'm feeling I thought was all about you, and it's not. It's stuff that's been going on inside of me before I even met you, right? Or knew you, unless this is a family situation. Like I said, only because that knight has the word romance in it. Otherwise, there's nothing jumping out here, but don't worry, we got a couple more cards to lay down. We've got the Whispers of Love here. So 5, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We've got 3 more cards left. So what we're going to do is ask the higher selves of all involved for 3 more cards. 1 for the Divine Feminine, 1 for the Divine Masculine, and 1 for the overall relationship, and then we're donesies. Okay, I love this deck. And this is where oftentimes, if it is romantic, it is shown. So let's have a look. Higher selves of all involved in this Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, twin flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond. Please, 1 card for the Divine Feminine, who's got the Knight archetype, the Earthquake, wants the Earthquake, has the 3 of Cups, the emotional bond, is thinking about going within, 8 of Cups, walking away, feeling that Scorpio pull within, to heal, to deal, Hecate, goddess of the crossroads, to really deal with this decision before making it. But with the card of Spirit, that to listen to all of those different voices, let them all be heard but not acted on, right? That angry child needs to be heard and loved. And when you approach that child within yourself, just using the child as an example, and it's the rageful tantrum child, when you don't resist it, and you say, no, I love you, it's okay to feel this way, it's okay to feel angry, it's okay to feel rage, but I'm your guardian here, you're not going to act on it, we're not going to, I always say key their car. I've never keyed anybody's car in my whole life, though I've had my car keyed. This is a thing. This is a thing. It's like parenting the inner child. So please, higher selves of all involved. 1 for this Divine Feminine Knight archetype. Love who you are. You are a divine and wonderful person, deserving all of the wonderful things that life has to offer. So this is absolutely about loving all of those voices inside of you, loving yourself. Love who you are. What is the point of a twin flame relationship? To teach you how to love yourself. Absolutely on point. For the Divine Masculine, same thing, higher selves of all involved. 1 card for this Divine Masculine in this Aries twin flame, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign, Aries relationship, twin flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond. Speak the language of love. Loving words have the power to change someone's life, including your own. And can I tell you, that is exactly what I was feeling in terms about the 2 of you discussing, talking this out, but in a loving way. Not, you know, speaking the language of love like, oh, my darling, I want to swim in the pools of your eyes. Oh, I just had an Annie Lennox flashback. Run to me, come to me, do and be done with me. It's very twin flame. But to really come forth with loving language, like for instance, I'm so sorry. Like apologize, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry, the Divine Feminine. This was my shit. I didn't even know. I've got so much work to do on myself, and it's okay if this doesn't go the way that we want it to be. Let's be friends, right? Let's be honorable about this. I wish you no harm. I want you to be happy. And look, just because you discover your twin flames, and it's not necessarily, there are plenty of twin flame marriages that they make it work. But what happens, usually that happens between 2 fiercely independent people, right? It's like, I've got my own, you've got your own. Not necessarily marriage of convenience. There could be great passion. The sex can be off the scale, like seismic. But that doesn't mean that twin flames are sort of like the cure for codependency, right? Because, and again, you can't depend on them. But that doesn't mean that you cannot speak loving words to each other and be kind, because how else are you going to heal, right? By treating them like shit? No. By treating them the way you were treated? No. This is how you break those patterns. Without selling the farm, right? So lovely, makes total sense. And with the Magician there, what you want is you want to transform the situation, right? You want to manifest something, speak the language of love. But how about, and this is just because Seeker, this is something that you can try that I know works for me. Say to yourself the things that you've always wanted people to say to you, like, I love you. Like, just start there. I love you, and I want you to have what you want. Like, what you want to say to this person, let those words be for you for a little while. Because there are words we're all yearning to hear. But in this case, you are the one who needs to say them to yourself. That's what twin flames are about. Last card down. You know, because here's this seeker with all of this work going on. It feels like the divine masculine really, really has the stronger attraction here, where the divine feminine's like, I've been burned enough, thank you very much. I am going to go within. So it feels like the divine feminine took off. It's okay, but speak the language of love to yourself first, divine masculine. That's a big part of this work here, particularly with that magician. That's what transforms. Love is the healer. It just is. Don't try and heal anything. Be loving. It's the love that heals. It's the love that transmutes. Pretty cool. All right, higher souls of all involved. Last card down, please. One card for this Aries collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus sign twin flame relationship for October 2019 and beyond. Please, a clue, a tip of hint. What is a whisper of love for this overall twin flame relationship? Listen with your heart. Listen with your heart. You are listening to what is being said to you, but you need to listen with a loving heart. So there is a need for communication here that you might have to initiate it, divine masculine. Right? You might have to be the one who seeks, the seeker, seeks out the communication here, but both of you give this time. Let the divine feminine, and if you're the divine feminine watching this, that take the time, but while you're loving who you are, as you do that, you'll know that, oh, okay, I have now filled up my cup. We can now move forward in this relationship, understanding what it is. And then when you have two people that are listening with an open heart, that they're not just listening to words, you may be triggered, you may not, but if one is really trying to speak the language of love, and the other is that they're learning how to love who they are, right? To embrace all of those different voices, not just of pain and regret and heartbreak, but of desire and love and joy and higher experience and union and all that stuff. Well, blessed be, then the two of you really can be a powerful twin flame relationship and supportive of each other. Now, my guides are saying, yes, of course, some of you are experiencing this in the romantic context. But there's also some of this stuff here that they're telling me it's a parent-child, right? Sibling relationship, not so much friends, because twin flame friends usually don't last very long. They come and go, right? Soulmate friends are ones usually, and even then, when soulmates go separate ways, it's usually rather amicable. Always works itself out. Maybe you come back together, but there is a huge opportunity for healing for you both here individually, but then there is a coming together and communicating and sort of being a blessing to each other, listening, hearing with an open heart, as well as speaking in a loving manner. Cool, cool. Well, there we go. There is your twin flame spread, 20 cards down. The Knight with this 5 of Pentacles, desire for earthquake. With this 3 of Cups, fuel, that you're feeling it there. It's funny, the divine masculine has the 2 of Cups, the divine feminine the 3 of Cups. So there is maybe even an empathic thing going on here for the divine feminine. Now, divine feminine, I'm going to say to you that a lot of what you're feeling might not be just you. You might be empathing a bit of what's going on in the divine masculine as well. That can be very confusing. So that's why to listen to all of those voices, right? To love all of these different feelings inside of you like they are children inside of you. I just find it easier to view these emotions as children because children don't know better, right? And then we get to parent ourselves and love who we really are. There's something so magnificent going on here for you, this crossroads, this going within, that 8 of Cups, walking into self rather than walking away, with that resolution of the 10 of Blades. With the result of really filling that crossroads, that you're at an interior crossroads with the card of Hecate. For the divine masculine, really more yang for sure, that you've got the magician, what you want. You want to initiate something. You want to set something into motion. You want to not have something new, but you want to manifest something for sure here. And what you've got going for you is that 2 of Cups, that passion, but emotional connection, right? That element of water, but you don't, it's only a 2. You don't really know each other yet. So this strong emotional bond here, you really need to balance that out. That's what's in your air position. You need to balance the mind. You need to think about this in terms of it being balanced, in terms of it being fair. Oh, hello, my neighbor just turned on the water spigot outside. It's like, what's that noise? Is that clairaudient? No, that's my neighbor. And yes, emotionally, you do feel like there's some sneaky going on here. That's Seven of Swords, that there's a plan, that there's a plot, that there's something shady going on. I mean, literally in the card, the character casts a shadow before them quite a bit. So really do take this time to kind of get that work done inside of you with that Eight of Pentacles, that work on you, speak the language of love. And again, the overall here, the Hermit, it just makes an intuitive sense, certainly, but it's really masculine feminine balance, making sense intellectually as well. That with meditation, contemplation on the betrayals that you've had before, not that you need to dig up everyone from every lifetime, but that this revelation, right, that card of celebration, that full circle, seeing, oh, I had no idea that's what was going on in the larger picture about your own Three of Swords heartbreaks individually, yet collectively, about betrayal. And everyone has been betrayed. And if you read Dante's Inferno, betrayal is the last circle of hell, the frozen lake. And really to listen with your heart, to listen to the voices that have been betrayed. And what I say to myself when I feel it, it's like, okay, I love the one in me who's been betrayed. I love you, little one. Of course you've been betrayed. And I love the one who has betrayed himself. And I love the one who has betrayed others, because this is a learning curve. That's not just speaking the language of love. That's not just loving who you are. That's listening to whatever rises within you with your heart. Cool, my Aries collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs. I hope this is helpful. That is my prayer always, that my work be truly helpful. Please do like and subscribe. If you would like to work with me directly, I'll be glad to set up an appointment with you. I do Facebook Messenger readings a lot. I can do Skype. I can do plain old telephone too. So reach out. All of my info is in the box below. And again, like and subscribe. Help me get my numbers up, because I've been watching some super live chats. I think you need over 1,000 subscribers to do that. I really want to do that, and that will be just so much fun. Oh, by the way, do you like I kind of changed things around? Yeah. Nicer, bigger view. Don't we all need to see things from a larger perspective? So thank you so much for watching. But for now, my Aries, my Rams, I love you so much, and I truly mean that. Twin flames are not easy, but boy, have I had enough of them to know they are worth it long term. You just got to give yourself what they can't give you. Cool. But for now, hail, farewell, and blessed be.